Hey there, this is Dr. Renee Pleasant of Pleasant Leadership Consulting, where we inspire your leadership freedom. Welcome back to another segment in our series entitled Simply Leadership. This week, we're going to talk about, the traits of a weak leader. And hopefully, you don't have any of the traits that we're going to talk about today. And if you're grooming to be a leader, we're going to hopefully groom you not to have any of these traits whatsoever. So let's go ahead and just jump right in and, let's just go. I am a big proponent of cause and effect. And I believe that the traits for weak leaders are a result of a reason for that. And there are several reasons that we see these weak leadership traits, these leadership behaviors. And if you look at your screen right now, one of the or some of the common reasons that we see these weak leadership traits are, listed here. The number one reason is, unfortunately, it's a bad attitude. And it's also because there is this expectation that just knowledge, that's the only reason, that's all that's needed to be a leader. And and then there's just a busyness to the point that people are just inefficient at their job. And trust me, being a leader is a busy job, but you can't let it be that the busyness of the job forces you to be inefficient in your job. No, 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 no. Also, there is just and this kind of goes hand in hand with the busyness. You get so caught up in the to do of your job that you become, lack of knowledge or ignorant of the problems that are going on around you. That is not good. Leaders, you have to have your finger on the pulse of your organization. You have to know what's going on at all times. Failure to do so causes you to become a weak leader. You make poor choices. Additionally, if you are not serving, if you're not in the trenches, or if you are passing the buck or passing the responsibility on to somebody else, and if you're not in the know, chances are you might be a weak leader. So if any of these sound true to you, there is hope for you. There is hope for you. These are all behaviors that can be corrected. Now, if you are a new or aspiring leader, these are also your signals that if any of these things start to happen, or those in your close inner circle start telling you that you are exhibiting these signs, this is your warning. This is the reason why I put the X on the screen. You don't want to be going down this path. You don't want to be labeled as this. You don't want to get so busy or over delegate that you lose sight of what's going on in your organization. So we do not want as leaders to become so detached from our followers that we don't know what's going on. We lose sight of it, where we become so busy that we don't know what's going on in our own wheelhouse. So these are the signs that we want to be aware of so that we don't become weak leaders. We want to become strong leaders. The number one reason why you do not want to aspire to be a weak leader is because weak leaders fail to meet the needs of their followers. And that's just unacceptable. So, are the unmet needs of your followers a big deal? Yeah, it is. It's a huge deal, leaders. It is a huge deal. You see, unmet needs in your followers lead to low morale. Low morale, decreased productivity, decreased customer satisfaction, and you know what? That leads to attrition, which you know what that means too? It's a very short walk to your businesses closing up. Yeah, unmet needs in your followers, huge, huge deal to you leaders. You need to pay attention. One way to recognize a weak leader is they don't recognize the employee's good works. Are you a weak leader? I said it before, but let me say it with a picture. Failure to recognize an employee's unmet needs is a slow death to your employees, to your customer base, and eventually to your organization. Look at that picture. Those are flowers on top of a casket. That casket represents your organization. As a leader, are you meeting the needs of your followers? It's all connected to your profit loss. You don't have to take my word for it by any means, but maybe you should listen to Gallup polls. They've been doing research for, well, let's just say a minute. They report that regular recognition and regular feedback from leader to follower will increase employee engagement, and that in giving the regular recognition and feedback will allow the follower to stay within the organization, increases loyalty, produces more satisfied customers, and get this, there's actually an increased safety record with organizations based upon regular feedback and recognition. So it's a safer and happier workplace. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Another sign of a weak leader is one who disrespects their employees. Please say you are not a leader who disrespects their employees. This statistic hurts my heart. 72% of employees reported in a poll less than 1 year ago that they were rudely disrespected by a boss. And 70% of the same respondents said that they were criticized in front of their peers. How can we say that is a safe or even a productive work environment? How? Don't be a weak leader. Weak leaders fail to communicate effectively. Are you a weak leader? Here's another shocking but telling statistic. I'm going to read it to you, but I want you to think about it. Ineffective communications affect 86% of employees think that workplace failures are caused by lack of collaboration or ineffective communication. They're saying that the workplace failures are due to lack of collaboration or ineffective communication. So as a workplace leader, are you doing your part to make sure that you are setting up your followers for success? That's the question I have for you. Ineffective communications within your organization is destructive. It will decrease morale, it will disengage your employees, and it will dissatisfy your customer base. It needs to stop. And the solution is simple. Effective communication is a learned skill. There is hope, and it's a quick turnaround. Weak leaders lack integrity. Now, all the behaviors, this one is probably the hardest one to turn around. It can be turned around, but this is the hardest one because it is a heart matter and it's not a skill. As the leader in your workspace, your followers should never have these questions about any of your decisions. They should never question whether or not your decisions are being made for financial gain or for personal benefit. You should be making decisions for the good of the organization, and any benefit from the decision should never have a residual impact on you whatsoever. Weak leaders lack giving feedback to their followers. And that's really sad, because then they deny their followers the opportunity for growth. Don't be a weak leader. Feedback is never a one and done. Feedback is a continuous process that is given to a follower over and over again so that they may continuously grow. Just as if you were growing a plant, you would give them sunlight and water and nutrients. It's a continuous process. It's not a one-time deal. Like at a performance review, when you might write a few comments or a few notations, it would be several mini sessions where you give constructive criticism, talking about strengths and future strengths. It is never a one and done. In my opinion, the reason why weak leaders are so afraid of feedback is because I don't think they know how to recognize strengths. I don't know that they are aware of how to recognize and reveal the strengths in their followers and to plot the course for their goals for their followers. They don't know what they don't know. And so they're scared. That's my opinion. Strong leaders, they see the strengths in their followers. They see the potential in their followers. They see the potential that the follower doesn't even know lies within themselves. A strong leader will see the gold hidden inside the mind. They see the diamond that's in the rough, and they help the follower uncover it within themselves. A strong leader has no problem lifting an employee up and dusting them off and polishing them up. That's my opinion. They're not afraid. Strong leaders give feedback. Strong leaders are not afraid of growing new leaders. Strong leaders are not afraid of uncovering strengths that are greater than their own or different than their own. Strong leaders embrace feedback. Well, another video has come to an end, and I hope that this video has proven to be helpful to you and at least identifying what traits you do not wish to be, and hopefully giving you some insight for what you do want to be as a leader. This is, again, just another video within our series entitled Leadership. We will be back next Friday with another video in this series. If you would like some leadership coaching or some help as a business consultant, you can contact me at www.pleasantleadership.com, or you can contact me on my number on the screen here, 813-412-5663. Until I see you next Friday via the video, I hope that every day you have is a stellar day. Go forth and lead your people well.